Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Vampyr. I'm your host, BringItDon, and we are outside of Dr. Swansea's office to continue what I assume is the... Oh, wait 1 second. Alright, those didn't respawn. Alright, the main story, or main quest line. In we go.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
He's got a much nicer office than I do.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death.
Skull doesn't have any teeth.
You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I'm a living paradox, yeah.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Lady Ashbury. Should that ring a bell? A warning letter. Oh, okay, this is Ackroyd complaining about Strickland and that whole thingamajig. Huh. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's out of order here. I mean, I don't think that Ackroyd was in the wrong. That's why I gave the guy a placebo to use instead of the real deal. Oh, okay, so he was never actually a doctor. Fascinating. Wonder if I have anything I can talk to him about.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a skal, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a skal?
Well, you seem coherent for one.
A skal is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
How do skals come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Huh.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun won't destroy me.
The
It just
morning
hurts.
following my transformation, its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Odd that he would use that comparison, considering he would be the gazelle in this case, and I, the lion. Anyway, I have a couple of hints I can go in. Let's see, was it Strickland and Chidana? Is that his name, Chidana? Oh, Strickland.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Yes.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
What I see about blackmail there?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Rumors of blackmail.
Have you heard any talk of blackmail going on in the hospital?
If you're running some official inquiry, you had better question the patients. They know more than the staff, especially old Miss Jones.
Ah, she's the one I couldn't talk to previously.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
She's over here. I want to go talk to Chidana first, then I'll go see if I can talk to Miss Jones yet. Because there's that woman in that room over there that I couldn't get to before.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
I don't know, if he stepped up to the plate, I mean, honestly,
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reid. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story.
Who am I talking to?
Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond
he
belief,
talking
Dr. Reid. But I'm happy not
Who's
to
talking?
deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
or is
Please
anything
show me
new?
what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
It's all garbage I don't need necessarily. It's all fairly expensive too. Considering I find like 5 shillings at a time. Oh, I almost have enough for that shotgun.
Never ceases to amaze me how the dead.
I'm real close to it. I could probably sell some stuff and get that shotgun. Which would be great. But I'll hold off on that for now, because who knows what I might need. Let's see if this door is open yet.
I cannot enter.
It's probably Miss Jones. Alright, let's go see if we can find this Lady Ashbury. See what she can tell us about this whole situation. Old Tippett's over there. Clay Cox. Bannigan. Oh, she's over there. Looks like I can open up that box. Can I respond? Nope.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Isn't she the one that helped us out earlier? The other vampire?
Good evening, Dr. Reid. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp... The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Swansea fancies vampires. I'll just look at this route.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
I can do that.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
Why wouldn't I believe her in this situation?
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
This is a new,
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
the music. We haven't heard this, this score before.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Which is kind of the big like mechanic of the game. So more people you kill, the worse the conditions in each section, each area get.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
You are aware that I too know the thirst for the scarlet nectar.
Okay.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Well, I appreciate that. All right. So if I had to start somewhere, I would start with Miss Jones, which I'm assuming is this lady over there. As the door is now open. First things first, let's loot her accommodations. Nothing to be had. Oh, oh, oh. Small bag of junk. Hot dog. Clyde Fitch presents Doris Fletcher Sapo. Or Sapo. Alright, Harriet. Talk.
What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reid, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
I'm sorry.
Dr. Swansea is quite busy, and I need you to help me get acclimated. I have many questions.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight.
I didn't threaten
I'm
you.
Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Goodness gracious.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
I don't think she gave me anything to go on. I wonder if I have any hints.
Miss Jones, greetings. How do we feel?
Again? Waking a poor old woman in her sleep? There isn't a poor life needs saving somewhere?
Now, I need to ask you a few simple questions.
Well, if you really must.
Have you noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Okay.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
Well,
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know. Not even my own flesh and blood.
I'll come and visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones.
okay.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
I'll start with old Hawkins here, because she's the one that was trying to extort that woman, which I'm surprised I still couldn't confront her about.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough.
Goodness gracious.
Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
Well, I know that you have a relationship with Milton already, so that's not surprising. But he already belongs to the hospital. He wouldn't be a strange man to anybody, I don't think.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Alright. And I know Gwyneth has a thing with Tippets. Or is that Brannigan? Yeah, Brannigan, yeah. Gwyneth Brannigan has a thing with Tippets. I think
Good
Crane
evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
has a known relationship.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Okay.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
That was it?
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Alright. I got experience for that? Okay. Dorothy Crane, where would she be? Oh goodness, I'm stuck. Hawkins? Thought she was over here, typically. Hawkins? Unknown. Oh, it's that guy that's laying in bed. I tried talking to him before and it wouldn't let me. Harry Jones. I think she's the one that came up here to get me, so it's possible she's up here? I don't see anybody up here. Oh boy. Maybe she's off cavorting with the strange man. Alright. Let's take a nice and slow, methodical approach to this.
But the suffering continues.
Alright, that's those 4 people, all patients, and that's Hawkins. Already spoke to her. Chidana. Aykroyd. Beatrice Goswick and Mortimer Goswick. And that's Harvey over here. Ashbury and the dying man. Harriet Jones, Milton. There's Tippets. Brannigan. I don't see her. Oh, she's all the way over there. Oh, I had the thing in my on my map anyway.
It's locked, all right.
Okay, I don't see. Maybe she's this way? Oh, wait, yeah, where was I gonna eavesdrop her?
Oswald, you can't just die like this.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Nurse Crane, is she just in there watching me? Alright, I guess we're going to the sewers. Maybe we'll find that one guy's friend while we're down here. Actually, we're probably going to call it here once we load in, because it's auto-saving. So, yeah, we're going to call it here, and in the next episode, we'll hunt down the thug in the sewers. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you there.